microphone? But yeah, so we did the wedding at MC, and it was about, okay, behind the scenes on how to do your MC, so it was working out. You were there, weren't you?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that was one of the few things you actually got invited to.
One of the few things I got invited to within the community.
That's amazing. But yeah,
honestly,
we used the Karate Kid montage.
And you get into this whole thing, and it's always my favorite. I mean, I've seen this movie, 50 times?
Easily.
And to watch Daniel, start kicking people's butts, kicking their ass while the song is on. But he seems surprised, and that's the funny part to me. He's been training like crazy.
Stance, he's so timid. Like he's... he's got this weird,
even
leave me alone, jerks.
He kicks somebody or chops them in the throat, right?
Yeah.
And then he even seems surprised. It's like you're in a karate tournament.
I think that's what started the montage. I think that was the first win.
It might have been the first win. I can't remember, but I love that, man. That montage. If every sports team starts using that montage, I think they could whichever team starts using it more will win.
So you're saying they should use a montage to get the teams going? Like if you're in a slump, put some clips together.
Right.
Put that Karate Kid music.
All the time.
And it's a recipe for success.
And go Daniel-san on everyone, yeah. Absolutely.
Wow. Absolutely. Is this a side business, do you think?
I think there's something to it, yeah.
Jeff, Zach, what's your montage game like?
Oh, awesome. I got montages.
Buddy, we're millionaires. Overnight millionaires. Well, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
No, not a menage, a montage. Okay, there's a little bit of a difference there. But, actually, when the Pittsburgh Penguins, remember when they were just shitting the bed, Marc-Andre Fleury?
Yeah.
Those couple seasons, the Flyers, they just knocked them out of the playoffs. Mm-hmm. The year before they fired Dan Bylsma, or it was the last year of Dan Bylsma, and what happened was he decided to play tape of Marc-Andre Fleury making a lot of saves, his Stanley Cup win, and showed him that, and subsequently he actually had a good few games after that. So the montage idea works, Mitch.
I'm telling you, there's something to be said about somebody that wants to. How do you pump yourself up? How do you get yourself into it? And the montage is the way to do it. I'm telling you, it's going to revolutionize all sports.
You're so genius. Best line from Karate Kid.
Oh, it's the sweep the leg.
100%. I would have never accepted anything else.
He wipes the kid's nose and he goes, sweep the leg. I can take him.
But Sensei.
I can take him. I said, sweep the leg.
Amazing.
Tell him. Yeah, or the body bag. Put him in a body bag, Johnny.
That one crazy guy from the Cobra Kai when he's like, ah! Relax, dude.
Can anyone please bring back the Cobra Kai? I know they lost in the end, and they shouldn't have. I'm still there are some reports out there that are saying that move that Daniel used at the end was completely illegal. So Johnny got robbed.
Look, I'm going to tell you something because I've seen the movie, and if I were to score it, actually, I think the Cobra Kai wins. Because if you remember when Daniel and Johnny they're fighting in the final, he kicked him in the face.
He kicked him right in the face.
And that wasn't a point. How do you not point the face kick? Isn't that the point of fighting?
I could have swore that was done earlier, and he had a point taken away. So was there controversy?
I'm telling you, the fix is in because there's no way that an American-Japanese guy like Mr. Miyagi walking around with a beautiful collar popped open suit like that has no... He was calm. He was calm the whole time.
He was.
Did Miyagi look worried at one point when Daniel's son was there?
Not at all. Did he pay off the referee?
Of course he did.
He paid off the referee.
This is huge. And this isn't fake news.
This is not fake news.
No, this is real news.
I'm hoping that TMZ picks this podcast and starts talking about the opportunities here. This is big. This is like a 30-year conspiracy in the taking.
Yeah, and it is. It's a bunch of shit, Jeff. You're right. Thank you for the sound because that's exactly what it is.
That's exactly it.
Oh, man.
So the other, as I'm perusing through, I find another little tidbit.
Ooh.
I see Melina Obama, so the daughter of President Obama.
Right.
She goes to Yale. So Yale versus Harvard this week in college football.
Okay.
Caught making out with a guy in the middle of the parking lot.
Really?
Now, even after you lose the presidency, you still, for a few years, I think, you get like some bodyguards and all.
Oh, no, you get it for life.
Oh, is it for life?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now my question is to you, Dimitri, do you date an ex-president or even a current president's daughter? Are you crazy enough to do it?
Right. Am I crazy enough to do it? I'm going to say no because I'm married and I don't know if this will be held against me right now. But let's just say in a weird world that I was not. Yeah, of course I would.
You would do it?
Of course I would. Are you kidding?
I think it would be fun to date a president's daughter. I think it would be great, but you can't. You have to be the perfect gentleman at all times. You cannot. You have a chaperone at all times,
Right.
And if you mess up and do anything stupid, you're not just dealing with the Secret Service. You're dealing with the most powerful person in the entire world.
Well,
There's a lot of pressure there.
That is a lot of pressure, but I mean, it's a catapult. Mitch, think what that would do for our careers.
Isn't that the truth? All the inside information we could bring to the forefront.
Absolutely.
Like before these JFK files, we could have went downstairs,
Do you know
grabbed
how
the file, and
easy
brought
it
it
would be
upstairs.
to get sponsors for coffees on our podcast if
It
we were
would be
banging the president's
It'd be easier
daughter?
than what we're doing right now.
Yeah, a lot easier.
Way better.
Yeah.
I think the Republicans would be sending money every week. The NRA would be sending money.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're banging Obama's daughter, all of a sudden you're getting a lot of sponsorship
How
dollars.
let the girl be a girl? Who's she making out with, though? Was the guy good looking?
I couldn't tell. The picture was kind of from afar, but
Yeah.
like full makeout in the parking lot. Full makeout.
In the parking lot.
Yeah, and she's a smoker. Just throwing that out there.
Is she really?
Yeah,
Hey?
she's a smoker as well. You know what I
my
think is
goodness.
hilarious about that? How many people in our community had to hide that they smoked
Oh
for
my God,
all their lives, right? And it's
You're
just
so
funny to
right.
me. Like, she.
Don't,
I have
don't
a
tell.
feeling.
Don't tell. Okay,
You-
so I smoked for
Yeah.
many years, and then when I quit,
You smoked?
yeah. Oh yeah. What are you talking? What do you mean? Why is that funny? Like there are a lot of people that smoke cigarettes,
Dude,
Mitch.
I can't see you smoking at all.
Because I quit so long ago. I never hid it from anyone.
What did you smoke, like once a day or like?
No, I
what?
smoked a pack and a half a day.
You.
Yes. How do you not know
Out of
this?
here,
what are
man.
you talking
Dude,
about?
you don't look like you look like the worst smoker. Like you would be the poster boy of non-smokers.
Okay, so I was smoking cigarettes. You're just used to smoking pole.
Right,
that
you know
we all
what?
know
You
about.
could say you could say that, but I'm just looking at you. I'm proud of you that you smoked. You
What
took
do I
you
look
took
like, Mitch?
you
I
took
don't
the
get it.
plunge. You're a bad boy. You're a bad boy smoking all those cigarettes.
Oh my god, you make this more
You're such
and more
a bad
difficult.
boy. I had no idea.
So
you're a
we got this
smoker.
guy in the studio, Curtis, he came because he's like, you're looking to do a podcast, right? From Alchemy
I think.
Studios.
Why is he putting his jacket on?
Because he's hearing you talk, man. He's
I think
hearing
he's
you
leaving.
talk.
He's
He's like,
like-
oh my god. He's like, tell the bearded psycho to shut up.
Buddy, he sees what I see. There's no way you smoked.
Do you know that there are
why
commercials
are you
for
trying to
beard
impress
trimmers?
me? Why are you trying to impress me
yeah,
and your reason like that you're trying to smoke? I think you're cool without you having to smoke. I guarantee you never smoked. I guarantee it.
That's so
Do you have
weird.
any collaborate? Can anyone verify that you smoked?
Is that your beard or is,
I
is that
can't believe
chest
you
hair?
can't even-
Because it's like it's one ongoing. I don't know if the beard.
I'm just
Where
curious.
does your
Why
chest
are you
hair?
Why are you so upset? Why can't you just give me one name of somebody that can verify you used to smoke? You don't know, and not one of your friends can verify you smoked.
Yes, Jimmy. Jimmy, he's a listener. Jimmy can verify
Jimmy
that
can
I
do it?
smoked.
All right, Jimmy,
But let me
I'd
get
like you
back
to
up.
text
Where
me.
does your beard end, and where does your chest hair start?
There's a
Where?
small stop here. It's about 2 to 3 centimeters
That almost
long.
looks like turtleneck abrasion.
It is. I love the turtleneck. That's hilarious. So, getting back to last week, how's
Right.
your arm? Your arm feeling better?
Okay, my arm is feeling a lot better.
Well, you look a little bit better.
I was in a sling for 5 days, Mitch.
Wow.
That's not
No,
even
no,
a
I
joke.
believe you, yeah.
And I've been going to the chiropractor. So Doctor, you know him, Spiros Papadopoulos.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he works just by Mayfair Place, there,
Mm-hmm.
the Kinetic Center. Anyways, I've gone 3, helped a lot. So what it turned out, what it was, is I had bursitis.
Gout.
Or have.
Is that a form of gout?
It's not a form of gout. I do have gout.
You mentioned previously that you had gout.
I do have gout.
So that's not, you said to me after the podcast, Mitch, I think I have gout in my shoulder.
No, I did not.
I swear you did.
No, I didn't. No. What are you talking?
Don't be embarrassed if you have gout.
I'm not embarrassed that I have gout.
Do you have gout in the shoulder?
No, I do not. It's a bursitis
Because
/ tendonitis.
I had to pull up what gout was. I had no idea what it was. And I want a little bit more awareness to the world. I don't think enough people know what you're going through. And
Well-
you seem embarrassed. If you have gout, tell the world.
Well, I'm not embarrassed.
Tell the
to have
world you got
but
gout, man.
I have gout. I've been suffering from gout for many years. This isn't a joke. And a lot of people back then, it was called the rich man's disease. They
Right.
think it was just steaks and red
Well,
wine.
now we know it's not.
You're still paying for the episode today. Thanks.
Which is exactly why I know you don't
Thank
have
you
it.
so much. Yeah.
There's no way it's a
I
rich
literally
man's
have not
disease.
paid for a dime. Like
Nothing.
Nothing. It's
Zero.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But so with gout, it's actually a buildup of uric acid, and it crystallizes and forms in the joints. I've had it for many years, and it's not from red wine and steak.
Right.
We should bring awareness because people say, "Oh, you have a gout attack. You're just a meat-eating degenerate drunk."
Right.
And Mitch, I'll be honest with you. I get more gout attacks.
Yeah.
From from sugar, from beans, and even like spinach.
Really?
Yeah. Then
Spinach.
It's high in what's called purines.
So
It's
is that
huge.
what Popeye always had in his show?
I'm surprised.
So Popeye has gout.
Yeah, that's why his forearms
That's
are so
why
big.
it gets so big.
Either that or he's jerking off with both hands.
But probably, I doubt his penis is that big.
well,
I doubt
look
it.
at Olive. What did you at least try?
But Olive would accept anything at
So
that
that guy's the toughest son of a bitch on the block, and that's the woman he snags?
I know.
Maybe
It
she's
makes
good at
no
home.
sense. Well, if he has gout episodes, I can see why. And I want to get into this whole gout thing.
Okay, go ahead,
I
Mitch.
want
Thank you for
you know what?
for being
And
concerned.
you're welcome because
Yeah.
I care. Last week, if you guys had saw how much pain you were in,
brutal.
it was horrible.
Yeah.
And I kept saying to myself, but you seemed embarrassed. And I want to bring gout to the forefront.
Okay.
I think gout. We need to come with a Is there a gout awareness team? Is there like a
No, there's
1-800
not.
number or anything like that with gout?
No, there is now.
There is not
Real locker room
real
talk.
Locker
Yeah,
room
let's
talk.
talk about it.
If
Let's bring
you
some
have
awareness.
gout, you call us because we want to talk about a solution to this. How
Sure.
do we get the rich people of this world? You said it's a rich man's disease.
No, that's what they used to call it.
So the
But
rich
clearly
people that
that's
have
debunked
it, yeah,
because-
obviously it's a fakeness. But if the rich people have it, or it's common to the rich people,
Right.
how have they not come to a solution to this? How have they not come to a cure?
Well, the only thing they've done is medication. But I asked one of my friends who's a doctor, and I said, why aren't there any more advancements to gout? And what he told me was, we have a medication that people can take that, not be done with it, but suppresses it, so you don't
Right.
have a gout attack. But that just bypasses the.
It makes
the
me
real
mad that
issue.
you've had to go through this. It makes me mad.
Thank you, Mitch.
And you know what? Like you see the cancer. Cancer's got awareness,
Right.
diabetes, kidneys, all that stuff. Gout's not getting enough action. And the other thing I've noticed, I did a little background check. The things that we say, like stop cancer, do this, do that, whatever.
Yeah.
I think we're being too nice to the diseases. I
Oh,
think what
you're
we
so
do,
right about that.
I like stop cancer. No, fuck you, cancer. How about why don't we get more nasty with them? Because if cancer was a person, they're like, stop it. They're like, I'm gonna still do it. But
That's not
if you
intimidating.
say, I'll kill you, cancer, he's gonna think twice
Yeah.
about bothering you.
Yeah.
And so I think with gout, we change the whole image.
I
We
got
get
a great
nasty
campaign
right.
name.
Yeah,
I
go
just
ahead. What do you
thought
got?
of it. What about the shout out to gout or shout gout or something?
No,
along
we're being
those
too
lines?
nice. It's like, I'll kill you, gout.
Yeah, fuck you, gout.
Fuck you, gout.
Yeah, I will literally put you in a Boston crab, you gout son of a bitch.
See, if I'm gout,
wow.
all of a sudden,
What happened
I
there?
don't want to give you gout.
wow.
I don't want to attack you anymore.
So get off the pills. Let's just yell at my joints.
Yell at your joints. I think that we can get more people aware and
right.
sponsor
You're way
more money.
too nice.
Way
You're
too
a
nice
nice
to diseases.
aggressive campaign.
These diseases are killing our friends and family, and
Yes,
we're like,
they are.
stop it.
And
What
it's
do you mean,
not a-
stop it?
And this isn't a joke.
No.
This is out of sheer passion.
Sheer
for-
passion. The pain I saw in your eyes last week, never seen it
I
before.
went to the hospital that night. I told you they gave me a shot and 2 T3s just so I could go to bed. It was brutal.
Fucking gout.
Son of a bitch. Maybe it was gout.
Well, we digress into that. Let's talk a little bit about something we never really talk about,
Yeah.
and that's CFL.
And
So
really, I don't think even Canadians talk about it.
fair enough. But you know what? What a great bunch of games this week. It's playoff time.
They were.
Eastern and
They
Western
were,
finals.
yeah.
Winners go to the Grey Cup, which is this Saturday or
Yeah.
this Sunday, pardon me. And the Eastern representative was Toronto versus Saskatchewan. Came
right.
down to the last minute. Toronto pulls it off in front of a capacity crowd of I think like 20 people.
That was an insane game because they were. Now it's funny because I only really watched the Grey Cup. I'll be honest with you.
Sure, of course.
But for some reason, well, actually, I know why I watched them. I was incapacitated. I was resting all weekend, and I just watched the games back to back. And Saskatchewan was down. I think I want to say it was either 18-3 or 19-3, but they were down by a couple possessions. They came back and they took the lead with the last couple minutes left. What a great finish that
Great
was.
finish.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm always I'll be honest, I don't watch a lot of CFL during the year. Love playoff CFL. I don't know why, but the games just get a lot better, get
Right.
more intense, much closer, and no lead is safe, as we saw both games this weekend. Now, the game I want to talk about is our local Calgary Stampeders playing the Edmonton Eskimos. Everyone was actually really high on the Eskimos going into
They were
this
hot.
game.
They were hot
They were
coming in,
hot, and
yeah.
they made all the sense in the world. They have basically the MVP and Mike Riley, quarterbacking the Eskimos.
yeah.
They go into the lead 14-0 early, and then towards the end of the game, Stamps take a 11-point lead. Edmonton gets down to what, the 10-yard line, 12-yard line or so.
Super close. They were
super close,
in
and
the
they
CFL
decide to
red zone.
go for a field goal instead of
What
go
was
for
that?
I don't know. And that's so I've been listening to a lot of reports, watching the reaction from their head coach and
Yeah.
everything.
What's his excuse?
His excuse
that's
was he
something that-
wanted his defense to get him back the ball and then score. But the funny thing is at the end of the day, you still needed 11 points. So
Like,
I don't quite understand.
I
myself.
don't understand that either because like that's like a move someone that has never played football before and you're like, hey, this is Madden 2017 and they just don't understand.
Look,
and
it was
they're
a,
like,
it was
"Oh, I
a
can get 3
two-possession.
points?"
It was a
It's so
two-possession
weird.
football game either which way you looked at
Exactly.
it, right? But what made no sense is you kicked the field goal and you left the other team with 3 minutes. So you're really banking on your defense to get you the ball back, which they did. And then the guy fumbles the punt. That's fine. But if they go for the touchdown, which they needed to do anyways, that's the point that didn't make any sense to me.
To me, it's funny because if he says, look, I want my defense to come, stop them, and then we'll get the ball again. Okay, maybe I'll give you a little of that. But what message are you sending to your offense saying, I don't trust you enough to get a touchdown here, but I need you to do it on the last play?
I think I'll disagree with you. I think it was the opposite. I think he said, we can score on you any time. We're going to take the 3 guaranteed points and we'll make it 8 points after. But because for those that have never seen a CFL field, well, the end zone is as big as most postal codes in the local areas. It's huge.
Yeah.
So I think what he was trying to do, this is the only thing I can kind of fathom, is he goes, let's get to 3 because the kicker was sucking all day.
Yep.
So they get to 3, and then they're thinking, well, if we have to heave the ball into the end zone, you don't just have that 7 yards that they have in the NFL. You have like literally, I believe it's 20 yards in the end zone in the
Yes,
in
they
the
do. It's a lot bigger.
It's a lot bigger. So I think that was their premise, is going, we have an entire field to play with.
Can I bring something up?
Sure,
I have
absolutely.
I have a bone to pick with the CFL.
What's wrong?
A little bit. Okay. So, number one, I get it. The whole, it's a Canadian game. It's a different game. We're different from the NFL, yada, 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 yada. I understand that. The difference is they have 3 downs. NFL has 4 downs. There's a 55-yard line, so the field's
Yeah.
longer,
Yeah.
the field's wider,
Right.
the end zone. There has to be only Canadian teams. There's only a certain amount of import players. Like everything is Canadian, 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 Canadian.
Right.
Yet, Mitch, and I don't know if I'm the only one that's observed this or commented. Why the hell is the field still in yards and not meters?
Ooh, that's a really good point.
What the fuck?
That would change everything.
Yeah, that's a serious
Yeah,
question.
that
we're
is-
Canadian. We're Canadian. We have everything Canadian,
And then except for yards.
Yards.
That's,
Do we not use the metric system up here?
No, we do. Absolutely, we do.
Is it really a Canadian game?
When you get your speeding tickets, are you in miles or kilometers?
You're in kilometers,
You're
Mitch.
in kilometers.
That's a great point.
Thank you very much.
So,
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just saying, that's just more argument for me to say convert it to the NFL.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Might as well. Well,
You're already using the yards.
The 10 fans that were in Toronto's game, they
Right.
loved it. They were the 10. Like I think a car got tipped over, maybe, or
right.
at least half, because of 10 people to flip
Probably
a
a
car is
smart
quite
car.
It was probably a smart car.
Yeah, a Prius.
A Prius.
And we don't get paid for those plugins, by the way.
No, nothing.
That's just out of the
That's
goodness of our
that's
heart.
good for you. And I hope our fans buy a Prius. Do you think they would buy a Prius?
I know a guy who has a Prius.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if he's
Does he
an
get a lot of
official fan. Come on, man. How much? What are you going to get in a Prius? Hi, I'd like to escort you to your parents' front door, and we'll see what happens from there. No girl's going down on a guy with a Prius.
Through your imitation, I think I know who it is. I think I know who you're. I think I know who the Prius
Well,
is.
speaking of plugins,
Yeah.
I don't want to forget this week about the plugins, but we got Starbucks again.
Oh,
yes, we
I don't know
do.
why I sounded surprised. I'm literally drinking it.
I don't know
Go.
if it was a surprise, more of like what I got out of your reaction was, yeah, it tastes great. Like, yeah.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
excited.
no, it's
so that's
thank
what
you.
I get.
Thank you to whoever that was.
So the people who bought our coffees come from the company getassist.com.
Oh.
Local Calgary, Alberta born. I had to make a basketball hoop shot.
Yeah.
And the CEO, Bruce Fikowski, gave me $20 and said, this is for you and Mitch.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you
You're
very
a
much,
gentleman.
Bruce,
And P.S. I used your site, and unreal. I got.
So yeah, before you go, let me.
Yeah.
I guess I'll give the quick explanation.
Sure, sure.
So it's an app that started here where you can literally request anything.
Right.
Whether you need a painter, an electrician, a web developer, whatever the case is. And what happens is that goes to business professionals that are willing to take on and so basically getting assistance.
Right.
Right. And coupled with a community-based ad-free platform that allows people to interact in communities of their choosing. But yeah, you used it for
I used it for two things. I got a painting quote, and I got like literally, I put in a request, said this is my budget, blah, blah, blah. And I got at least 24 requests within a 24-hour period. Unreal. And same thing with the electrician. I think I got a little less than that, but still, tons of requests. It's unreal. Like, for those that don't have that guy, quote unquote, I have a
Exactly.
guy. This is a great, great platform to go out and say, hey, I need to find somebody quick, easy, very affordable. And these guys are all professionals. They all come to your door, knock on it. You know, obviously, they're not breaking in. They're knocking on the door.
Yeah.
And they're saying, can I do the work? And you're saying, thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for knocking on the door and
yeah,
doing the work for me.
first step, in etiquette. So thank you, Bruce. Thank you, GetAssist.com.
Yeah, thank you very much. And thanks for the coffees.
We also got some other great things going on, Mitch.
What you got?
Oh man, you're not going to believe this. So Jeff, Zach, Chris, you might come in and see. We do the metrics every week. We talk about how we're growing. Mitch, if I were to tell you that we had a download in the state of Texas, would you believe? Would you be a believer?
I think we'd be Texas people.
I've been to Texas a few times.
Say
I
it
love
myself.
it.
Love
Isn't it
Texas.
odd?
It's a great place. I've been to Dallas,
You've been to Dallas.
Arlington.
Oh, nice. Did you go to a Cowboys game?
I went,
Or-
but this is before the big spaceship landed. This was old school Dallas.
Oh, that's when Jerry Jones
When the
was
hole
only
was in the
making
ceiling.
$90 billion.
And so, a quick little story there. This is when the hole was in the ceiling. This is
Okay.
before they could close it. And really, I wonder, like, did
Because
they
right now
have
they
enough
got
money
holes
to...
in the defense.
Well played. Well played. So we went, it was against the Cincinnati Bengals. Achilles Smith was the quarterback for Cincinnati. This is like a long time ago. Romo wasn't even the quarterback yet. I can't remember who it was. Long
Quincy
story
Carter?
short, that day was Quincy Carter was actually. It was raining so hard that day that the funny thing is so you got that hole in the roof, pouring rain. Okay.
Yeah.
The first two rows got soaked, and then if you're in row 3, 4, 5, you're fine. But the guys that sat closer got destroyed by the rain.
That's amazing.
It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Pouring hardcore rain, and then literally nothing from like row 3 and up. It was crazy.
That's unbelievable.
It was really weird to see, but kind of neat to see.
I love Texas. I've been there a few times. You know what's really cool? And actually, guys, have you heard of Austin City Limits? Yeah, I've been there. Unreal. If anyone has, it's a music festival that takes place in Austin. It's a big deal. It's all up there with like that Coachella thing.
Sure.
Unbelievable, Mitch.
Really?
I can't wait to go again.
Glow sticks?
Yeah, there's a couple glow sticks, but it's all types of bands.
I like it.
Like the first weekend Eminem closed the show. Second weekend Pearl Jam closed the show.
No
Yeah,
way.
and one of my friends got a hand job in the park there.
In the park?
Yeah, that's what happens.
When Pearl Jam was playing?
Yeah.
Hand job while Pearl Jam's playing.
Yeah, a hand job while Pearl Jam was playing.
Unreal.
Well, what do you do?
You can't beat
right?
that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying who it is, but you know who you are. We also have a download.
Yeah.
Mitch, the global phenomenon of a real locker room talk is just insane.
Blowing up.
I'm just going to say, domo arigato gozaimashita to our download in Japan.
Oh.
Japan, buddy.
I could see Japanese people
We've
really
hit
liking
the
this
east.
podcast.
We've near peaked. We've almost made it. It's so delicious what's happening right now. And so I just want to say thanks to, I know who followed us because we follow them back. It's the Rump Podcast.
The Rump.
So yes, it's Raw Urban Mobile Podcast.
Okay.
These guys are in Japan, a couple Americans. Tokyo Cliff and Chocolate Buddha. They're starting their show in January. Thanks for the follow, boys.
Chocolate Buddha.
He's
Best
already-
name ever.
The Chocolate Buddha.
That's pretty good.
You know, Tokyo Cliff came up with his name first, and he's like, yo, Boots, I got a great name.
Yeah.
Tokyo Cliff.
I like
What
that.
do you think? He's like, dude, it's unreal.
I don't even know what that means.
Who know, nobody knows what it means.
Nobody knows what it means.
Provocative.
It's right.
Thanks, Will Ferrell. But he's like, dude, I got Chocolate Buddha. He's like, you son of a bitch. You always got to outdo me
Yeah.
every time.
Well done.
Are you smoking your pen again?
Yeah, I am.
You're making fun of me for, like, are
It's
you,
fine.
are you
Well,
in
I'm a
junior
smoker.
high?
I'm a smoker,
Hey,
Carl.
man.
I'm a smoker,
Hey,
Dimitri.
man,
Look at
just
me.
smoking my pen.
I used
You're
to
an
smoke.
Idiot.
Oh, I'm a smoker. I'm a big smoker.
I also want to give a
fuck
shout out to another podcast that's following us, and that's the boys that Put On Your Hazards. They shotgunned a beer live on Facebook Live. When I logged on as Real Locker Room Talk, these
Yeah.
guys are amazing. they got a great show too. They're basically a few buddies. They sit around, drink some Bush Lights, and just talk about anything that goes. Sports, girls, current event, whatever you want.
Wait a minute. Their whole premise is to drink beer and talk.
Dude, it's hilarious.
We fucked up completely.
Yeah,
What-
we're on
why-
coffees. Like we can't go to beer now.
No, we can't go to beer.
We can't
now.
go to beer now.
Wow.
But we can go to beer spiked with vodka, Mitch.
Yes, we can. Pound that down. Oh wait, you got a shitty arm. I forgot.
No, I gave you my good arm.
Okay.
So they gave us a shout out. We want to give one back. And that's the metrics. But I want to talk about something that's really concerning before we get into our topic of the
Sure.
day here.
Okay.
We did a poll, Mitch. We did a poll on Instagram.
Okay.
And we do it for jokes, you know, for laughs and gags and whatnot. And it turned out that this wasn't a joke at all. The poll question was, is your fantasy sports commissioner a backdoor dealing greaseball? Ha ha ha, it's funny, you throw something out.
Yeah. Right.
Well, this almost brought tears to my eyes.
Yeah.
64%
Yeah.
of our Instagram followers believe that their commissioner is. And this pandemic,
Yeah.
this atrocity of commissioner savagery is not just happening to us,
Yeah.
but to 64% of the population, and we're allowing this to continue?
This is crap.
This is the swamp that Trump needs to be draining.
You know what I think?
What do you
I
think?
think we go anarchy on this thing. I think we get the people to stand up to your commissioner. Stand up
Yeah.
and fight
Let's
for your
look-
right.
You're 100% right, Mitch. It's not a joke. This isn't funny. It's happening nationwide.
I don't like this.
Dare I say worldwide. Backdoor dealing commissioners running a fantasy league that most people have money on the line? It's unbelievable.
If it's not just your money, it's your reputation, your name.
Don't
You know, Tony
Jesus.
Montana said you only have two things in this world.
That's right.
What are they?
My word and my balls.
That's
and
right.
I don't break them for nobody.
That's right. But these commissioners are breaking our. That's
No,
son
son of a
no,
bitch. So it's not just. I can't even mention his name anymore. He's got too much radio time.
way too much, and he's loving it. He loves the fact that we brought him up again.
Dude, he loves.
He loves it.
He's like. what
In
are
fact,
you-
I saw him at the gym before I showed up here,
What
and
did
he
he
said
say?
exactly that. He goes, "You backdoor sons of bitches," I believe is his exact words what he called us. And then he's like, "Please mention me again."
Yeah,
he
yeah,
threw
yeah,
that in
yeah.
there somehow.
You know, he's telling his clients, "Hey, have you heard this podcast?" My
He's
name's
like,
that.
"Can I talk to you after I do my rubber bands?" Like, you know, he was using. I'm like,
Is he
"Yeah,
a rubber band
He's
guy?
a rubber band guy. He was
Oh
using
my
the rubber
God.
bands. Yeah.
Oh my God,
So I said, "Okay, you know what? I'll just put down these, the stack of 45s that I'm doing, and I'll just talk to you." Yeah.
Easily, and that's each arm.
That was just like warm up. Yeah.
Fuck, you're so tough.
I'm pretty tough.
No, you're looking good. I told you that
Yeah,
before.
it's a little something.
Okay.
Well, let's get into it.
Let's
You
right into
wanted
it.
to bring up a topic that a lot of people have brought up to us in the past. We tend to just grab topics that our buddies and our friends are asking us
Yeah.
all the time. So you came up with this week's. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I heard it on the radio, and it was predominantly a hockey radio show. So
Yeah.
they were just talking about the importance of a goaltender and how it is to the team, and how you can't win a championship if you don't have a goaltender, so on and so forth.
Yeah, makes sense.
The guy on the radio then proceeded to say that he believes that the goaltender is the hardest position to play in sports. And that's where it sparked.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what is the hardest position to play in sports? What is the one thing? And so that's why I wanted to, I
a good
texted
question.
you right
Good
away,
question.
and
Yeah,
I
you
wanted to
did.
bring it to the table.
So when you told me right before the podcast started, my brother called me. He quickly asked me, he goes, "What are you guys going to talk about?" I
Yeah.
go, we're going to talk about what's the hardest position in all of sports or whatever. And he goes, "Oh, guaranteed it's quarterback." I'm like, "No, that's not my pick." He goes, "What are you talking about? You got 12 guys coming out, or 11 or 12 different CFL.
And for
NFL,
you,
whatever."
that's just a Saturday night.
And that's just exactly. I got 12 guys trying to chase me down at all times. So I told him, I go, "No, I don't think it's quarterback because, I think it's literally right there.
Okay.
I don't know." Then I started thinking about pitching. I'm like, you got to throw like 100 pitches around 100 miles an hour each time, or depending on what kind of pitcher you are, you have to have different arsenal, right? You got to have a changeup, a slider, a cutter.
Me and you were going through the
you're
same train
going
of thought, which is funny.
But I came with one that I don't think you came up with.
God.
I'd be
Is this-
surprised
is
if
this
you
another-
pulled this. Yes.
Is this another? Oh my God.
Follow me on
I
this.
can't
Okay,
wait.
so I'll say.
Let me guess, CrossFit.
No, I swear it's not. I swear. Because it's not a team sport.
Okay.
They probably would have won if it was just an individual
okay,
sport.
fair enough.
I'll say this: pitching and baseball are right there as my B my 1B.
Okay.
My 1A is one that I don't even know how it crossed my mind. But tell me I'm wrong. Follow me on this.
You got this
water
look-
polo. The goalie in water polo, I think, has got the hardest position in all sports.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. You tell me another sport where you have to get into a pool. So the minute you get into a pool, you're at risk of drowning. Nobody else is like putting themselves in an element to die. Okay, right off the bat. Second of all, they have to wear the beanies. Those beanies are not headache. Like they're not like headgear stuff, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so a
Because you know
goalie-
the velocity of that ball is coming in
Buddy,
hot.
have you not seen that thing? That thing. Okay. So
No,
to
I'm
my
just agreeing
next
with
point,
you.
but to my next point, as the so a goalie now.
You always have to come
hold
up with
on,
something
but just-
stupid.
No, why is it stupid? So as a goalie is sitting in the background, right? And okay, a pitcher, he throws the ball, he stands there, gets the ball back, throws the ball, whatever. Quarterback in the huddle, comes back, looks, throws the ball. Water polo goalie has to be treading water the whole
True,
time as he's
true.
waiting for action on his end. So now action comes back to his end. He's got to make a save. The whole time he's treading water, so he's pretty tired. I don't
Right.
care if you remember back to your adolescence when you used to tread water to get your blue seal or whatever it
The
was.
badges.
Right?
It was
yeah,
the
the
badges,
badges.
yeah.
So you're sitting there, you're treading away, right? And you're sitting there, and then only your chest is exposed. So all of a
Right.
sudden, somebody throws a ball, and you're defending a net that's like I think size-wise not as big, but a goal,
gotta be at
but
least
it's pretty
6,
big.
8 feet wide.
So now you're expected to stop a ball that's skipping off the water. And you have no mask. I want to know what the per capita is of the ball smashing their face every single time they dive over to make a stop or whatever.
Well,
they
look, I'll
do.
tell you one thing. I know something that's super hard of water polo is the way that they're like the next thing the seals, man.
Yeah.
The way they come out of the water to spike or make the save. I'll give you that.
Thank you. So
okay,
I'm gonna say I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Well, this is ridiculous." I think
it's definitely-
pitcher
it's
and
definitely
a
up
quarterback
there.
are there, but I'm telling you, the goalie of a water polo team, I think it could be hard, or a water polo player, because those guys. I have a friend.
No, you
shout
gotta pick
out
one position.
Shout out to my boys back in high school that were on the water polo team.
Yeah.
Some of them Team Canada and stuff, and there's a few other guys
I know
that we
someone
know
that was on Team Canada too, yeah.
And
It's a hard sport.
They said under the water, those
kicking.
guys kicking,
Kicking,
punching.
man.
These guys are vicious to each other.
How many dick shots do you think happen in a water polo
Quite
game? And
a
I'm
few.
not trying to be
and
funny.
you can't even like call it. Like, how's a referee gonna like look into the water?
I would totally give someone a couple Ric Flairs
And
underneath the water.
one last thing. Oh, 100%. One last thing. How great is it to be a water polo player? You're like, honey, where's my Speedo and my headgear? Like, all you need is a towel, headgear, and a Speedo, and you're ready to rock. That's got to be the cheapest sport to be a
Do you
part
think
of.
Michael Phelps could be an effective water polo player? Or do
easily.
you believe that they're two kind of different sports, like the boxing versus MMA?
I think what you do is you put him on the corner and you get him to swim really fast down the edges. No one can touch him, gets the ball. And, he's got to probably practice his shot, I guess. But
Yeah.
I think he could be effective.
Okay, fair enough.
I think so.
Well, look, actually, all jokes aside, that is a difficult sport. It is a respectable answer. I don't think it's as crazy as you want. It's just
If you get tired,
it's
you
just
could
Mitch-
drown.
and
I don't
Mitch,
know. You tell me
know
another
you're
sport where you
always-
could die if you get tired. Tell me, man. Well, I'm serious.
Yeah,
Kind of.
no, you're right. I don't know what to tell you. So I'm gonna go with my pick.
Sure.
So I said the same thing. I took a look at the hardest positions in general. I think the hardest positions in sports to play are definitely a goaltender. I'll even put the water polo of any team.
Sure.
The goaltender's up there. The pitcher. That's why I was saying our process was the same. I can't believe that a pitcher is throwing that kind of heat over and over again. Like, I woke up and I got a tendonitis,
Exactly.
bursitis. These guys are throwing 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, breaking ball, all these things over the course of, I think, 162 games.
Right.
Okay. So that's up there. And, of course, your brother agreed the quarterback. So my pick is I believe that the quarterback is the hardest position to play in sports. And here's a couple reasons for my breakdown. Number one, in baseball, what didn't do it for me was the fact that what it's proven is there's no number one pitcher. You need a good pitching rotation. Okay, so that means that, yes, although the position's very hard to do, there is a pitching rotation that can win you games. And then the difference between a goaltender sport and the quarterback starts all the plays.
Right.
The goaltender is the last line of defense for the plays. Now, defense
like where
wins
it's going, yeah.
championships. I get where it's going. But the goaltender in hockey, for example, has to wait for the other 5 players on the ice to play kind of their version of defense the way they're playing, and then he's the last line, or
Right.
she.
Sure.
Same in water polo. But look, we've seen it here. Aaron Rodgers goes down,
Yeah.
0 points.
Yeah.
And they're not running the schemes any different. It's not like the receiving
You're right,
core is
you're right.
different. Yeah, the running backs are different, but they do kind of understand the assignments. There are other players that are better than others, but you need a quarterback to win. You can't win the Super Bowl without it. And the fact of the matter is that the quarterback delegates the plays, calls audibles. He's running the entire offense, and is responsible. Is for the most part solely responsible for the start of the play, not the end of the play.
I see where you're
That's
going
why
with
I put the quarterback to be the hardest position to play in sports. I think it's the most volatile. I think it's the position that people spend the least amount of time with.
Fair enough. You know what? I'm not disagreeing. I know my water polo take was a little crazy, but I'm telling you, you asked me what the hardest team
Right.
sport position is. A quarterback for sure, 100%. And I mean, it's definitive in how bad, especially this year with all these major injuries. Look
yeah.
at Houston. They were about to make a run, and then all of a sudden Deshaun goes down, and now they're really not doing too much, right? They won last week, granted, but still, the reality is the quarterback absolutely in such a league where it's so talent based that you do need a quarterback to be running that whole. But I will say one thing about being a quarterback. A quarterback, I think, has to be smart. You know, for years we said Alex Smith was managing the games, and he's won a lot of games. No matter is his athletic ability that of Aaron Rodgers or whatever? No. Is Tom Brady more athletic than Aaron Rodgers? No. But I think he might be smarter. I think he knows how to run an offense or sees something differently. When he views a defense or he views the field, there's something that Tom Brady is seeing, like the Matrix or whatever, like that.
Yeah.
You know, he sees something different than anybody else. So, I mean, how many guys come out of college that are like Robert Griffin III is a great example. This guy was supposed to revolutionize the game, and then it turns out that
Well, think of that class: Griffin III, Kaepernick.
Right. So
you know that read option that was proven. Oh, do we need real athletic quarterbacks to? Speaking of athletic quarterbacks, Russell Wilson. What the fuck, Mitch?
Dude, I haven't watched a couple of Monday Night Football games in a while, and Russell Wilson yesterday basically carried Seattle all the way. For those that haven't been watching Seattle too often, if you happen to watch the game yesterday, Seattle's run game is garbage. They have the worst running attack, I believe, actually, in the NFL right now. So they might as well don't even line up a run. There was a few times they had first and goal right on the 1, or they needed a 1-yard run, and fat-ass Lacey, ex-Packer, thank God we got rid of him,
seriously,
couldn't even get that 1 yard to get him that first down or anything. This poor guy, Russell, literally, I haven't seen it for a while, put the Seahawks on his back, ran the ball, passed the ball, ran away from defenders. It was a fun game to watch this guy operate.
He, in your opinion, the best scrambling quarterback in the league right now?
Who could, honestly, outside of Aaron Rodgers,
who's a very good,
who's actually pretty good. No one can touch Russell Wilson.
I don't think
it comes
anyone
to that.
touches him at all.
He almost does it on purpose. It's like weird. If you see the way he runs away from plays, and he does it on purpose and then runs the other way, like it seems to be his play. He knows. But to do that and then throw the ball on the run like he does.
He's shorter, too. That's
and he's
the other
shorter,
thing. He's a little bit shorter.
Well, he's about my height. He's like 5'10" and a half or so. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, Mitch.
We're about the same height.
Why are you setting yourself up for
I'm just
this?
saying. We're about the same height. Yeah, it's fine.
Pete Zanis saw you, verified there's no way.
Yeah, no,
We're
he's
taking you
wrong.
to a doctor's office.
He-
Curtis, you met him for the first time. Does he look anywhere near 5'10"?
All day.
Anywhere near 5'10"?
I'm 5'11".
So there you go.
That's my
Me and him,
point.
we were talking.
You're
I
towering
was
over
sitting
you.
down the whole
What are
time
you
I was talking to the
about?
guy. I
Your
was
neck
sitting
up,
down
you're
the
like,
whole
"Oh,
time.
It's really nice to meet you.
Hey guys, who am I? Watch this. Oh, I'm a pretend smoker. I'm Dimitri.
my goodness.
All right.
Oh, my goodness. That's awesome.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, last week we were down by. I was down in the settings in the NFL picks by one.
No, you
by
weren't
one.
down. That's just how you stand at about 4
good
foot
one.
5.
I love it. Well, if you follow us on Instagram, you saw what happened. It looked like Dimitri was about to win and take a 2 game lead on me, a two-game
winning streak, if you will,
winning streak,
yeah.
if you will,
And a 2-game lead,
and
yeah.
a body punch and a punch to the face knocked him down. Ladies and gentlemen, the series is tied once again.
You know, that's bullshit that you figured out how to retweet those stupid memes. 'Cause
You
every
love
day-
it. You love it.
Every day I wake up and I see my phone blowing up because Fire in the Fingers is finger
I'm
blast.
all over it.
You're finger blasting social media like you usually
You know
do.
I do it.
And
You
it's
know
like
I'm all over it.
The look Dimitri has, I'm like, what the fuck is it? What's he
You-
doing?
you know-
You wait till you sandbagger. You wait till I go to bed. You wake up early in the morning.
I do, yeah.
Right, and you're just like, I got him. I got him.
I got him.
Wow.
I love it. I won't lie to you. That's exactly what I do. I wait. I'm like a puma sitting in the bushes waiting.
Sorry, a puma.
A puma.
A puma.
Puma. I'm
Say
sitting
that-
in the
say that
bushes.
again?
A puma.
Isn't it a puma?
No, it's a puma.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a puma.
No, it's a puma. I am saying
A puma.
Yeah, puma.
No, it's a puma.
Puma. That's what I said.
Wow.
So-
is it a Reebok? Is that how you say it too?
No, just puma.
That's so weird how you say that.
Say what?
Puma.
I'm saying exactly what you're saying.
No, I'm making fun of you.
No.
It's saying puma. It's
But
puma.
I'm
Say
saying
puma.
Puma.
Just get to the next segment. You've lost fans for sure.
How?
Yeah.
I'm carrying this. This is all me, baby. This is all me, baby. So, series tied. We go into Thanksgiving weekend, NFL. Actually, to be honest, this is one of my favorite weeks of the NFL weeks.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. It's a great week. And the games, the Thursday games
Yeah.
are always excellent.
They're
during
great.
this week, yeah.
And they start early, and you tell your boss you're gonna head out for lunch, you don't come back. It's
don't
great.
come back.
You
No
don't come
way.
back for this.
No way.
So this week we have it looks like all the teams are on. No one's on the bye this week, so we're ready to rock and roll.
Okay.
It's gonna be a fun one. Thursday nighter, the very first game of the week. And actually, right before we start, it starts with the Vikings Lions. Can I just say really quickly?
Sure.
How crappy are all NFL analysts and all of us in general? Each week, we are picking a new favorite team. So
They're
this week,
so bad.
Oh, every week we're all like, the Vikings this week are going to win the Super Bowl. Philadelphia. 3 weeks ago, it
Look,
was
Philly
Dallas
looks good.
and Dallas and Kansas City. It's hilarious where each week it's changing. And I wish real life was like that, where like one of our clients will call us and you're like, oh, what are you talking about? I didn't tell you to do that. I told you to do this, or we're going to change it up to this. Like, it's so funny. You can just change whatever you want when
To be
you want.
shitty
if
at
you're
your
an
job.
NFL analyst. It's great.
And you know what? That's
I'm actually
a good-
jealous of them.
Yeah, well, no, that's a good thing for us.
Yeah.
We don't pretend like we know what we're talking
No.
about. We just talk.
Exactly.
We're incoherent rambling.
Exactly.
These people pretend like they know, but you're right. They do that every week. Oh, they're looking so good.
Oh,
They're
so good.
They're a lock. They're a
the lock of the week.
Well, you know what's happened.
Well, next week I think we'll take somebody else new. Yeah, exactly.
Although Carson Wentz,
he's
in my
looking,
opinion,
he's great.
he's the MVP already.
You think
right
so?
Now. Yeah.
I hate to say this. I hate to say it. But you got to give some props to that guy in Minnesota, Case Keenum. You got to give a little bit of props. I'm not saying MVP, but
No.
you know what?
But
He's
you're
tearing
right.
it up, man.
He's doing excellent, and they should just be done with it. Bridgewater, no Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Have him on standby. That guy's your quarterback, man. They're winning games.
Yeah.
And you can tell the team is comfortable.
Yeah.
Playing, they can do their assignments because he's doing his
How
job.
much are you hoping they put Bridgewater in? Because it's just going to mess with the chemistry. It's going to mess with the Vikings, and then we can laugh all day. I'm loving it.
Yeah, that's true. Normally, I'd say I wish they did for the Packers' sake, but the Packers are out.
Yeah,
They're
we're
gone.
gone,
and
man.
just to see them crumble at the finish line.
Exactly.
Remember that time that the Minnesota Vikings took our Super Bowl winning quarterback and still couldn't seal the
Still
deal
couldn't do
because
it.
he threw a pick six?
Oh, so good. God, I love Brett Favre.
Yeah.
He's so wicked.
Oh, gunslinger.
Vikings at Lions.
I actually, all jokes aside, I got to take the Vikings on the road here. I think the defense is what's going to hold up.
You know what? I think the
Oh,
Vikings are
that's-
so
oh.
cocky right now.
Oh.
I'm going Lions all day long. Chargers, LA Chargers at the Dallas Cowboys, and Dallas is falling hard.
LA Chargers at the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys at home. Bounce back game.
You think so? You know what?
Yeah.
I got to go with the Chargers, man. We're already
We
going
got
to
big separation.
You know what?
Last
We did-
week it was the same. Now it's
This week I'm changing it because you know what? You got to ride the team that's hot. And the
Yeah,
Chargers,
true.
I think, may not make the playoffs, but that's because they're in a crazy tough division.
Tricky team to play against, no question about
Actually,
it.
the Chargers make it. What am I
Last
talking
week I was
about?
making weird picks. I got cocky.
Yeah, you
I
got caught.
cocky.
You did. You got cocky, and it bit you in the ass. Giants at Washington.
The fucking Giants, hey?
Yeah.
Remember, I listened to
Yeah.
last week's podcast, and I'm like, oh, why don't we just both take KC? Like, what happened?
Yeah. Well, I think everyone and their dog took KC.
I think so, too.
Who would have?
Just Giants fans. Just a drunk Giants fan who's like, the Giants are winning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, but anyways, it's Giants against
Washington
Redskins.
Redskins. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with the Giants, and you're going. I'm gonna go. You know
laugh,
why?
but why am I laughing?
But, yeah. Browns at Cincinnati, which was probably the reason you lost last week. You got cocky with Cleveland as well.
I did. AJ Green, Andy Dalton, heating up. I'm taking the Bengals at home.
We have gone now 4 straight games. I am taking the Browns
No!
to win this week.
Whoa.
This will be the game they win. Panthers at the Jets.
Carolina.
Finally, we agree on one. Titans at Colts.
Titans at the Colts. Interesting. I think I'm feeling the Colts at home.
You are. I'm going to take the Titans just because they're healthier. That's the only thing. Buccaneers, which was the reason I won, over the Falcons.
Buccaneers at the Falcons.
At the Falcons.
I got to ride the winners, like you say. I like that they scored 34 points. I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons.
Whoa.
You're going Buccaneers, aren't you?
No, I'm going to take you on.
Okay.
Dolphins at Patriots. Talk about New England can win anywhere. I'm pretty sure you could put them on Mars and they'll win.
I think so.
They look like they were just right at home in
was a home
Mexico.
game.
Yeah, just in Mexico. Yeah, just hanging out, just eating a chorizo. Just like, no, got this, no problems.
Yeah, Brady's on this. I'm loving this chorizo.
I'm loving this chorizo.
Am I up? Am I up, Coach?
Oh, great! I'll just
You're
put
right.
this down.
They can play anywhere. Absolutely. They can even play in Uranus. Ew.
So sad. Dad jokes by Dimitri.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, I think we both know where we're both going to
Yeah,
take there.
Patriots. Yeah.
Chicago at Philadelphia.
I gotta ride the train, man. Philadelphia Eagles.
You know my theory on it. I have to go against the Eagles.
taking
I'm sorry. Think about that. That's literally 8
That's
games.
the difference maker.
That's 8 games in a row
It's
that I've
cost
lost.
you a win and a tie.
Yeah, exactly.
has.
Bills at the Chiefs. 2 teams that are tumbling and hard, I might add. Now, P.S., if you're Tyron Taylor, when they tell you, hey, you got to start this week, do you say no? You're like, no, fuck you. I'm not playing.
No, you got to
Put
play.
in Peterman.
But was he not laughing all the way to the 5 interceptions on like 9 throws?
Like I've seen 5 interceptions in a game, but that's over the course of a game.
Yeah.
This guy literally threw 5 straight interceptions. I've never seen anything like it.
You actually had a better ratio at picking up women at a bar than he did
Easily.
for pass completions.
Way better.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's sad.
That's buddy. I've had better completion than that. That is horrible. I actually think even with your gimp arm, and it's no joke. Gout is real, people. I'm seeing it firsthand. Gout is real.
It's real.
Bills, Chiefs. I still think even with your gout arm, you could have thrown probably 4 interceptions, not 5.
Well, I'm telling you what.
Yeah.
In this game right here.
Oh boy. Here we go.
And cue the music, boys. Is Dimitri's money-making matchup of the week.
Yeah, who do you got? You never picked the team yet.
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs. All right. Just because I
just really, the music takes over.
and
I'm even
enough.
trying to time it now, hey?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually timed the beats.
Yeah.
You see how it ended?
Yeah.
The way it ended like that? It's all timed.
Okay. So I'm going to take the Bills. Just because I think it's hilarious. Seattle at San Francisco.
Seahawks. Don't do it, Mitch. You
you're
want
right.
to so bad.
You're right. Broncos at Raiders.
This is a tough game. Can I pass?
You can pass, sure.
I don't know, man. Both teams are so disappointing.
They both have really fallen.
I think I'm going to take the Raiders. I think the Raiders can score.
Well, I'm going to take the Broncos. And only because I think the Raiders are actually falling worse than the Broncos. Like, I know it's hard to believe, but both have just really crapped the bed.
Fair point.
Saints at the Rams. This one, take the over, is all I'm going to say.
I'm going to take the Rams at home on this one. I know the Saints are hot, but
you know what? I like your pick there. But I got to go with the hotter team, the team that's just got a couple more
we are
wins
just on the
Literally,
opposite
this is
side
going to
this
be
week.
where men separate from the boys.
And the 5'9" separate from the shorter.
Well, you know what? 5'10", I wouldn't know what a 5'9"er looks like if my life depended on me. Those short midgets. Jags at Cards.
The Jags at the Cardinals. I'm going to take the Jaguars.
Jaguars. Yeah, I'm going to join you on that one. Packers on the Sunday nighter. Packers are playing Pittsburgh.
Steelers.
Yeah. That is probably the first time where, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure whoever's playing the Packers for the rest of the week, or rest of the year, we go.
Yeah.
Monday nighter, crazy. I'm sure it looked good 10 years ago. Texans at Ravens. Not sure why they want this one on the Monday night schedule.
What a weird game this is, but I got to go with the Texans. I think they just have
You're going with the Texans?
better offensive weapons.
I'm going with the elite of the elite. I am going with Joe Flacco.
The
and
elite of the
Ravens.
elite?
He
Wow.
is an elite quarterback. Well, in his mind, anyways. He wants to believe. You know, is he the highest paid this year or the second highest?
Not anymore, but I think he's second.
Hey, man.
Yeah,
he looks great.
He was after the Super Bowl win.
Yeah.
I think he was making 22 a year, but I think I got to look at it again. Part of me wants to say that it's Matt Ryan, but I can't remember who the highest paid QB is.
Yeah. Well, like per year, you're saying, right?
Per year, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, per year. So,
well, there's the NFL picks. Now we go into the WWE recap of last week's Survivor Series. Took place 2 days ago. What happened? I have zero idea.
well, let me tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Brother.
Okay. Brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what you gonna do, Mitch?
Yeah.
What you gonna do
No.
when a guy like you
Yeah.
has to admit to a guy like me
Yeah.
that I may be a better Packers fan than you?
No. So next episode, I have to somewhere.
So
in
we
there.
had a bet.
Yeah.
Not somewhere in there. You're going to dedicate some real time to it.
Real time.
And don't fuck me on this one.
I got you,
We're
man.
going to segment it. I want it by minutes.
Would I listen with your gout episodes? The fact that you're in such pain right now with your gout. I mean, I wish the people could see what's going on with you.
Mental stress, too.
Mental stress.
amongst
Your
other
hair
things.
hasn't been the same. It looks like you've barely shaved.
What's the matter with you?
I'm just saying.
Whoa.
Well, I'm just saying right here. What?
You're making this personal all of a sudden?
No, I'm not. Man. I'm just saying.
You
The
know what
arm.
my
It's
hair
your
means
right
to me.
arm. We know you comb your hair with your right arm. You got this altar boy look going on.
I use a brush, Mitch.
It looks like
I use a
it looks
brush.
like you got like a line down the middle. It's an altar boy look you're going, and I know you. That's not your look.
I can't believe I'm still
You are not
I'm
an
getting
altar
hair
boy
tips.
look.
I'm taking hair tips from a guy who still thinks the sweater vest is acceptable.
Hey, you can say what you want. I'm staring into the eyes of an altar boy right now, and it's okay. If you want to talk, let's talk. I'm here for you.
I can't believe it.
I'm here for you.
Do you still tuck in your turtleneck sweaters?
Can you?
Do you still tuck them in? I just
okay.
want to know that.
I will shut up if
You
you,
wear
can put your
gold
right
chains
arm.
outside of the
Tell me,
turtleneck, don't you?
just raise your right arm and I'll stop.
Go fuck yourself. You know I can't do that.
It's because of the gout. Fuck you, gout. Fuck you for what you've done to my friend.
It's a bursitis and a tendonitis, okay? But I
Gout
do
is
still
no
suffer
joke.
from gout.
Gout is no joke.
Anyways, I'll tell you what happened. So we picked the Survivor Series. You had Wilbur, your guy,
Yeah.
who you should probably bar him from the restaurant.
It's gonna happen. Go ahead.
Right? And I had Superfan at Marconi316, my buddy Rich Marconi, who made the picks for us.
Yeah.
Now, we had a lot of the similar picks, but I'm going to tell you what it came down to.
Yeah. What did it come?
It came down to the Usos ended up winning. Now, that put me ahead.
Right.
Then
Yeah.
I lost, and then this is where we almost tied.
Yeah.
Because my insider tip was that Carmella was going to cash in
Right.
the money in the bank.
Right.
It didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
You decided to pick that Natalya, who represented SmackDown,
Yeah.
would win and beat Alexa Bliss.
Correct.
Now, Alexa Bliss lost the match. Oh. But what you failed to do, Mitch,
Or will.
or will, that's right,
Yeah,
is
will.
update. Because Natalya wasn't in that match anymore. They replaced her with Charlotte Flair. So although SmackDown did win, You didn't keep up on the news. And do you think a guy like me is going to tell you that kind of information? Oh, by the way, you got to make another pick? No. That's competitive edge.
That's good for you.
Now, we put it on our Facebook page what the bet's going to be.
Right.
Anytime we do a bet, you and I, Mitch, we let the fans decide.
Yep.
Now, the one was a little off the cuff.
Yeah.
One guy's got to
getting a
dress
little
like Shawn Michaels. The
Yeah.
other one's got to dress like Sonny.
We have some weird fans.
I don't ever want to see you in any kind of bathing suit of some sort. You're
Only in your dreams.
yeah. Yeah, don't. I hope you don't become a starting goaltender for a water polo team. You know,
I don't think I would be able. I think I'd have to shave down. They'd probably want me to shave down, right? Clog up the drains and stuff.
excuse me, brawn expenses have gone up this year. Wow. But Mitch Papandreou,
Yeah.
our fan Mitch, made a nice one, and he said the loser has to admit how much of a better Green Bay Packer fan the other guy is. I won. You're out. I got the money in the bank. I survived the series.
Sure.
Wilbur,
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Never buy this guy. Never buy this guy another drink again.
Will, you're not getting a drink ever again. And the other Mitch, congrats on getting picked as
A
the
Mitch,
sealing the fate of another Mitch.
Mitch.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
I'll do it. You know what? As a man, I'm a man. I've paid up my debt for anything I've done. Bookies. You think this scares me? I've been threatened by the best of the best. I'm threatened by a guy with one left arm. Like, hey, man, you should see this guy pointing to himself right now. It's really awkward to watch you pointing to yourself
Like
with a
this,
left
like when
arm.
I'm
Yeah.
doing this.
Because I know you're right-handed. There's no way that feels awkward that or feels right for you. That doesn't look right.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, I think that's the end of this podcast.
Thank God. This is the one. This is probably the podcast where I was really starting to get sick of you.
Yeah?
Like we joke. Like I was just
I don't
looking
think
at you and
so.
I'm like, how many chokeholds do I know?
Well,
I know the $1 Million Dream.
None with one arm. You can't do anything. And like I said to the fans, let's get together. Let's fight gout. Let's fight it.
Yeah, and take it from me. It's not worth the risk.
Yeah. Stop eating red meat. Stop being rich. Fight gout. Let's hit the locker room.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? We're going to bring awareness. We're going to create it and to follow us on all our channels.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, obviously, thank the guys at Alchemy Studios.
Thanks, Zach. Thanks,
Jack.
Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. Okay, want to thank Curtis. Thank you, guest. Hope this was good. Come back every week, honestly. And if you got some chirps for this guy,
Yeah.
you can just come right in on the booth. You can
Please,
make fun
please,
of it
come on
anytime you want. But follow us on our channels at Real Locker Room Talk. It's real, and then there's the Podbean account, so that's reallockerroomtalk.podbean.com. Every Friday, we're gonna have another Instagram poll on the Instagram stories, and just get engaged. Let us know if you got a topic, if you got something you want us to bring to the locker room. We'll talk about it. We'll give
talk
our
about it.
opinions, and you let us know. But until then, we're gonna hit the showers.
Let's do it up. And screw you, gout.
Screw you, Gout.